Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another edition of Breathe with Patience, from Anxiety to Serenity. Today, I have with me Liz Coalts, who is the owner of Anxious Adults Business and Coaching. She will be sharing with us her experience with anxiety, how she overcame them, and leave us with tools that we can also implement in our lives to be able to live on the serene side of life. Over to you, Liz. Could you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Hi there, patients. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, my name is Liz Coalts. I am living in North Carolina, and I am owner of the Anxious Adult, which offers business coaching and consulting to help business owners and leaders and professionals manage the anxiety in their lives. Because as patient CEO said, everybody experiences anxiety. It's just that not everybody talks about it. So it makes it difficult for people to sometimes think they can be successful in their business or in their professional career or as a leader if they're also suffering from anxiety.
Right. So Liz, could you tell us from your own experience, when did you realize that you had anxiety? Like you mentioned, people are going through and they do not even know that it is. And those who have it go like, because of this, I cannot be successful. So when you as an individual, when did you have your own encounter? If you can walk us through that story.
Of course. So looking back, I have experienced anxiety probably my entire life from late childhood on, but I didn't realize what it was until after the birth of my second daughter. I wasn't diagnosed until then. I had some postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety following the birth of my first daughter and my second, and it was pretty severe. I had some very scary incidents, and it was because of those incidents that I ended up starting to seek professional help through a therapist and a psychiatrist, and was eventually put on medication. But it was through that I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, and as well as major depressive disorder. And it's through that and through my journey that I have realized that understanding these symptoms now much better, because my oldest is 10. It's been quite a while now that I've had anxiety my entire life. And so even though I do take a daily medication to manage it, that's not the be all end all. I have to have a holistic aspect and approach to my life and managing my anxiety so that I can keep it in check.
Yes. Wow. That is so beautiful. Thank you for letting us know that there is postpartum depression and anxiety, and then there's the professional part too. So can you please explain to someone listening, they are going through something like this, but they do not know what are some of the bodily symptoms? What were some of the symptoms that you were even taking for granted till you decided to seek help? What were some of the signs that you were having?
Some of the signs that I was having is that I would feel like my heart was racing, and that I couldn't concentrate on things, and that I would also start really, and you couldn't concentrate on things, but also really focusing on, what ifs, really like, crazy scenarios, basically, that probably wouldn't even happen. And like it affected work quite a bit. So what I would start worrying about how something I said in a meeting would, then people would think about it all the time, and it would impact my ability to get a promotion down the line or be seen as a successful leader. So sometimes I would have the racing thoughts and the racing feelings, and then I would end up personally, like I would like freeze, like I couldn't do anything. I know, and because I was so overwhelmed with the fear, which is like the fight or flight, feeling, and those are some of the physical symptoms that I would experience, and then a lot of times it would be so exhausting afterwards. Once I just when I would acknowledge that, okay, I'm having an uptick in anxiety, I would be exhausted, and then I would just want to sleep, and and it's just this cycle of over and over, and it's not healthy or fun to live with.
Wow, thank you so much for opening up and painting the picture so that we, the audience, can actually identify that these are the symptoms and the signs that should give you a wake-up call. So I thank you for also sharing that you went for counseling, you went for therapy, and you did all the things and then you also mentioned that you have a holistic. So can you share with us what that holistic looks like?
Sure. Yeah. So the holistic is there, the one piece of it is that I do take a daily medication every day, and that is what is necessary for me. It's not necessary for everybody, but that is something that is absolutely necessary for me as a baseline. Two, I have I set an intention for every year, and it's not necessarily a New Year's resolution, but it's something to help focus me. So like a couple of years ago, it was don't let perfection be the enemy of the good. So that I had this single focal point of when I was trying to do anything personally or professionally, like it would let me just, okay, is this good enough? Send it out. And this, so I try to have some, whether it's little go-to, like a single word or a phrase that helps shape, what I'm trying to do, that I can, in no matter what I'm experiencing, bring that back to a focal point and say, okay, don't let perfection be the enemy of the good. Is this good enough? Yes. Just send that email. Just start the presentation. Just, call somebody. Just do it. And so that. Another big aspect of it is my sleep. I've found that when I am not getting enough sleep, I then start this cycle of I'm not getting enough sleep, so I'm tired, so I'm having extra caffeine. So then I feel like I'm burning the candle at both ends all the time. And then that just makes it so that I'm not focusing and I can't, really, take stock of where I am right now. And then I start getting into the future thinking and worrying about things that I can't control. So I take these aspects and them all together seem to work well to balance managing my anxiety.
Wow, this is so beautiful. I like that you have a word, your go-to word, like perfection or good. If it's good, let it go. I love that. It puts you into execution mode instead of overthinking things over and over and again, and then bringing yourself back to that focal word, your word for the year or whatever intention that you set. And most importantly, the sleep. Talking about sleep, people in the corporate world, like business executives and VPs. I train engineers in my side of work. I'm an international certified corporate trainer. So I train these engineers, and they have a lot of pressure on them. And then when they come, you can see that they've not slept because they've been traveling around the whole country and across the globe. And then they have to be in those meetings. Right from the meeting, have to go. So you can see in their eyes that they are tired. They are grinding, like you mentioned, burning the candle on both sides. It is not healthy. So what would you say to people in the corporate world? I know that's your specialty, about their routine to help them to be functional, even whether with or without anxiety.
That you need to put yourself and your health first. I think that so often that people they're like, oh, I can function on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. It's fine. I'll have coffee. But you're no good to anyone in your business, in your professional life, the corporation you work for, if you're not there. If you aren't well rested, if you're not healthy, you are not performing at your best. And if you end up burning out, which I have, you're not there then. You're not there to support your team, to lead them. And that's not good for anybody. It's not good for you. It's not good for your family. It's not good for the company that you're pouring your heart and soul in. Because I think that is a big piece of it too, is that so many people, when they work for companies or they're leading teams, they are all in and they'll love it and they care for it so much. But you have to put yourself first and make sure you're putting in the daily things, that you're getting enough sleep, that you're taking a break, even if it's for 15 minutes, to go for a walk and just to, just decompress a little bit, because you need that time, because we're all just human. We're not machines. We cannot just keep go. We're going to eventually break.
Yeah. Wow, this is so beautiful. Talking about the 15 minutes break. So I'm a master breathwork instructor also. So I always tell people, just take that 5 minutes, pause and breathe, to allow your cells, your everything, your brain, your mind, your nervous system to calm down again. And that 5 minutes that you just took, you think is wasted, but you have added more life, more energy, more power to you. And you come back to be more focused because your prefrontal cortex is open and you can now clearly see what you have been trying to sit there for an hour trying to fix. Right. Especially with those instruments that we work with, sometimes you'll be sitting and you have tried everything is not working. You take that break, that break that I incorporate, and then they come like, oh, is this screw? I'm like,
there it is. Like, think of it in, in business terms, it's like a return on investment. Is it worth spending that 5 minutes just to breathe and reset? Because then you're going to be more productive. Like, it is absolutely, you're investing in yourself, but it is absolutely worth it.
Oh my goodness, Liz, thank you so much. So what will be your 3 takeaways for our viewers right now that they can apply, whether they are at home for their personal life or their professional life, something for their toolbox?
I would say, know what is important to you. Instead of focusing on the shoulds or what you think other people, or like society thinks is the important thing, focus on what is important to you. So if you're a mom and you're like, oh, everything should be organic, and but if that doesn't work for you in your life, just accept that your kids are happy and fed. That's what's important. That is what is important to you. So that I say, so focusing on what is important and what things and success and happiness means to you. My second takeaway would be sleep. Make it a priority. Set a bedtime for yourself. We set bedtimes for our kids. We had bedtimes when we were younger. Set a bedtime. So that it's like 10 o'clock every night that you're getting in bed. If you can get that cell phone, across the room. I know this is one of my biggest habits that I try to break all the time, is that I'll have my cell phone next to my bed. So it's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning or at night. So I've been trying to put it across the room. So at least that even though I'm using my alarm, it's across there, and I'm reading a book when I'm trying to fall asleep instead. And third, I would say to get out and just walk. Just get outside, even if it's for 5 minutes. Even if it's cold and rainy out, just let the fresh air. There is sunshine a little bit. The sun is there for your vitamin D. Get out into the air, into the environment, just for a few minutes. I think that it just helps refresh and gives you focus again.
Oh my goodness, these are amazing tools, and they cost nothing, guys. Nothing. They cost, they don't cost physical cash, but they cost you your discipline, your dedication, and your desire to be better for you, not for anybody. Prioritize what is good for you. Like she said, if your kids are fed, you are okay.
Right.
For your own good. Sleep, man. Sleeping is not a waste of time. It is when you allow your immune system to reset and get you energized, and it repairs things that you have worn out and burned out. It relaxes you and heals you again. And she said, go out and walk. Move, guys, move. Get out and move. Not from one couch to the other. She said, go outside. Go outside. Even if it's to the porch, go and do some jumping jacks and come back. Oh my goodness, Liz, you are amazing. Liz, so if people want to reach out to you, where can they go?
Well, they can check out my website, which is www.theanxiousadult.com. And they can also reach me at liz@theanxiousadult.com. I'm also on Facebook, Liz Coalts, and I have a Anxious Adult Facebook page. So you're free to join and get any of the updates that I put out there.
Oh, thank you so much, Liz. This has been an amazing interview, and thank you for the nuggets. They are so practical, that can be done right now. That's what I love about it. Oh my goodness, guys, this has been Breathe with Patience, from anxiety to serenity. You can do this. Remember to breathe properly and live happily. This has been your host, Patience Hemenway. I can't wait to see you on the next edition.